So, babe, what's going on?
Waiting for the phone call from the early morning radio, AM 770. Sue Deyell and Andrew Schultz are going to be calling. We're going to chat about what the heck to do in these really unprecedented times where all of a sudden your life partner, your spouse, your loved one is underfoot 24/7 during the COVID-19.
We're going to talk to a relationship therapist and coach, Taunya Craig, about spending so much time together of late in our homes, how to get through and get past any issues that you might be having.
6:42 on your Tuesday morning. With many of us off work or working from home, couples are spending a lot, and I mean a lot of time together these days, and that might be difficult for some. So joining us this morning is relationship therapist Taunya Craig. Hi, Taunya.
Hi, Sue. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me. I know, right? We all need me right now, including me.
Pretty much. Okay, so as a professional counselor and a relationship therapist, help.
Yes, I love the quest here right now. It's like, what do we do with our spouse underfoot all the time? And I think because of the nature of what's happening, number one, we need to acknowledge that this is one, unprecedented time. Two, it is forced upon us. Like, we are so blessed to be used to being able to do whatever we want. And so each of us in our home, both the adults and the children, teenagers, we all have our own experience right now as we take in information. And so the first thing is to really acknowledge that each of us has our own interpretation. Some people might be thinking, oh my God, wash your hands every 2 seconds. Others might be thinking, it's not a really big deal. And then forced upon each other with these varying opinions, I think that can be the very first place that we run into challenges.
Taunya, a lot of people joke and they say, my relationship works because we don't see each other. Or, one of the relationship partners is traveling a lot. But the fact is, the rhythm has changed completely for most relationships out there, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you so much for saying that. When we have that dynamic changing, and even if we aren't traveling anymore, but there's so many job losses and you are forced to be around each other, the most important thing is to really understand that they are going through their own experience. So what we often do is when we do change, we see each other at the end of the day, hey, how was your day, and all of that. We often just kind of assume we know what their day was, instead of actually stopping, connecting, looking at the person that you actually married or chose to live with, and then getting into their world and being curious. We assume. And so one skill I have is about validating, being able to really suspend your agenda, suspend your need to share and tell them what's happening, and actually get to know what's happening for them. And I get a lot of kickback with this one because it's like, well, what about my needs? Your needs will get met. So it's 3 simple steps. The first step is to be able to just let them know, I hear you. And some people will be saying, oh my God, I'm so stressed about this. My job is being threatened, or, kids underfoot. I don't know what to do with them all the time. Or the third top stress that's being hit, we never get to have sex now that the kids are home all day long. Let them know you hear them. I get that. I hear you. The second one is to understand from their perspective why it is they're upset about what's happening, or why it is they might be completely avoiding everything, and speak to that. And it would sound something like, wow, I totally understand how come, you're avoiding everything right now. You're avoiding one of the actions that we do is we can be cleaning or cooking or doing anything to be out of connection. And it would be just to acknowledge that. I get how come you're busy cooking all day long now. And I imagine that you're really feeling afraid that your job is going to be in jeopardy, or whatever it is about that person. Climb into their brain and acknowledge that you understand what is happening for them given what they're going through. Now, what's really important about this is you're not agreeing with their behavior. You're not agreeing with what their experience is. You're simply allowing them to know that who you are in the middle of your experience, in the middle of your upset, it's okay. Especially, some of the questions I'm getting right now is one partner is really upset and maybe frightened by the health implications. And so they're really wanting to amp up the cleaning and the social distancing. And the other one is really more lackadaisical about it. And they're getting irritated by the increased pressure on them to comply with, what's being recommended.
Yeah, so it's really just understanding where their stress is coming from, letting them know that you hear and validate how they're feeling, and then maybe go to another room and spend some time alone for a bit.
Yes, Sue. And, the most important thing with this is you don't have to fix them. We always think that we have to fix or make them feel better or shift their mood. The gift to us with this, where our needs get met, is we get to be a kind human being, let them know that, wow, what you're going through, it makes sense. Again, you're not agreeing with what they're doing. And in that, the science behind it is you'll actually be speaking to their limbic system in their brain and the reptilian brain, where all of the emotions reside before they can ever be in their rational brain. So you get to speak to that part, help their mirroring neurons fire, and then they'll start to settle. And number one, you do not need to solve their problem.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for your reptilian. I like that. I can blame a lot on it. Thanks for your words, because I think we could all use them right now, Taunya. Appreciate your time this morning.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me.